Marshall to the rescue. It was an exciting day at the lookout. A flock of geese was stopping overnight to rest. Rocky built a big nest for the birds to sleep in. Rubble used his shovel to fill out the nest with bread for them to eat. Marshall was so excited. He accidentally tumbled into the nest. "The geese are coming!" he shouted. The geese flew in and landed, honking happily. Honk, honk! They started pecking at the pieces of bread right away. One tired goose settled down into the nest to relax. "She likes your nest, Rocky," Ryder said, patting the pup on the head. Rocky smiled, proud of his good work. But a baby goose wandered away from the rest of the flock. He waddled into a blue bucket and rolled down a hill. "I'll get him," Marshall announced, racing after the bucket, but as he ran, his feet got tangled up. Marshall and the little gosling ended up bouncing down the hill. When they reached the bottom, they were both a little dizzy. The gosling's eyes rolled around. "Are you okay, fuzzy little guy?" Marshall asked. "Cheep, cheep," the goose replied with a nod. "Hey!" Marshall exclaimed. "Fuzzy is a great name for you." He nudged the gosling with her nose. "Back to your family, Fuzzy." Marshall took Fuzzy back up the hill to the lookout. "Nice work, Marshall," Ryder said. Marshall introduced the little goose to the rest of the Paw Patrol. Fuzzy liked all the pups, but Marshall was definitely his favorite. Sky chilled. "Marshall, it looks like you have a new BGFF. Best goose friend forever." All the pups laughed. For the rest of the day, the two friends did everything together. The little goose followed Marshall everywhere he went. When Marshall washed his fire truck, Fuzzy polished the window with his tail feathers. Until Marshall accidentally washed the little goose with his hose. "Oops," Marshall said. "Sorry, Fuzzy." That evening, Marshall walked back to the nest with Fuzzy on his head. "Okay, Fuzzy," he said, bending so Fuzzy could hop off. "Time to hit the hay, or nest." Fuzzy jumped up and down on Marshall's head. "Cheep, cheep!" He didn't want his new friend to leave. "I suppose I could sleep out here," Marshall said, but just this once. He curled up, and soon they were both asleep. First thing the next morning, while Marshall was still asleep, Fuzzy wandered off looking for food. He was hungry. When Marshall woke up, he looked around for his friend. "No, Fuzzy!" "No, Fuzzy!" He called his name, but the goose didn't answer. Marshall ran to Ryder.